On February 27, 1973, an armed group of Native Americans drove into Wounded Knee and took over the town. Wounded Knee was on the Pine Ridge Reservation, the poorest jurisdiction in the United States. The group consisted of members of the American Indian Movement and the local Oglala Lakota. The American Indian Movement was a militant group who advocated the civil rights of Native Americans. The Oglala Lakota had appealed to AIM for help. The elected chief of the Oglala Lakota, the appropriately named Dick Wilson, was extremely corrupt and was running the reservation like his own private fiefdom. The group had decided to capture Wounded Knee, South Dakota, because it was the place of the last great Native American massacre in the Indian Wars.
The American Indian Movement is the leading Native American activist organization in the United States. A group of Native Americans from tribes across the country. The American Indian Movement first staged a demonstration in 1968 to protest police brutality. Before their capture of Wounded Knee, AIM had captured and occupied the then-abandoned Alcatraz Island, and had also taken over the Bureau of Indian Affairs in Washington, D.C. However, demonstrations such as these had not secured the worldwide media attention that AIM desired, and had given the American Indian Movement a negative and radical image.
There were several factors that motivated the local Native Americans and also AIM to stage this demonstration. In addition to the broken treaties that they wished for the Senate to inquire upon, another reason was the conditions on the Pine Ridge Reservation. What few job opportunities there were went to friends and family of the mixed-race Dick Wilson, while full-blooded Oglalas were snubbed. Also, there was an immense amount of anti-Indian prejudice and violence in the towns that bordered Pine Ridge. All of these led to malcontent among Pine Ridge's Oglala population.
After barricading all roads into Wounded Knee, the American Indian Movement proceeded to deny anyone who was not a part of their cause access to the town.
We shall not pass beyond this point.
We've taken over the town.
Though Wounded Knee was a very small town, the American Indians still managed to loot the one shop in it, and prevented any of the town's few inhabitants from leaving, creating a hostage situation.
Hey! What are you guys doing in my Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
After AIM had taken over Wounded Knee, the FBI then blockaded them in and would not let any other AIM members come in to help them.
I can't let you pass. Another one of AIM's demands was for Senate hearings on broken treaties, such as the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868, which forbade whites from entering the Powder River country. This treaty was officially breached by the U.S. government in 1877, when prospectors found gold in the Black Hills, leading to the Black Hills War, after which the government seized the Black Hills area. The resulting standoff has lasted 2 months and 8 days. The resolution to the situation seems to be finally at hand. However, this is not the first time that it seemed to be ending. Earlier, it seemed that the stalemate would end, but the two sides would not agree who would back down first. The government would not commence Senate hearings on broken treaties until AIM laid down their arms.
As you can see, I'm in a traditional Oglala Lakota teepee, in which peace talks between Native Americans and United States diplomats are taking place.
Your government has broken almost every treaty it has ever made with our people. We demand that your Senate make inquiries regarding this matter.
Well, I'm sorry, but we just can't guarantee that.
The group demanded that Dick Wilson be removed from office. The FBI said that it had no authority to remove him since the reservation was a sovereign nation.
Now, we have been given an opportunity to speak to the elected chief of this territory, the Oglala Lakota, Dick Wilson, and hear his plans for the territory after this intense standoff. So, Dick, how do you plan to deal with the Indians in your jurisdiction after this conflict is resolved?
If the FBI don't get him, we will. We got our own way of punishing people like them.
Shooting on the reservation?
You said it. We'll take care of them. Originally, there were thought to be hostages. It turned out that the hostages decided they would stay and support the Indians.
AIM used the media throughout the siege to win public support. By using the media, they also protected themselves from a brutal attack by the FBI. The use of shock tactics had been used before by AIM. They had taken over the Bureau of Indian Affairs headquarters in Washington, as well as the Mayflower and Plymouth Rock. These actions were less universally accepted as the takeover of Wounded Knee. The previous actions were seen as less legitimate protests and more as vandalism and hooliganism.
As the conflict wore on, the situation grew quite miserable for the protesting Indians. An extreme shortage of food supplies served to make life hell for the Indians, weakening their morale as a whole. The rationing allowed the Native Americans to eat less than one full meal a day. Also, 59 days after the start of the conflict, Lawrence Buddy Lamont, a protester, was shot in the heart by government agents, making him the second protester to die in the conflict. Unlike the first casualty, though, Buddy was a well-known local Oglala Lakota, and his death struck the protesters hard, leaving many yearning for an end of the conflict. After 71 days of conflict, on May 5, 1973, the conflict was finally drawn to a peaceful end, despite the American Indians' movement's wish to continue. In the end, the Lakota relinquished the town, and several AIM leaders who had led the capture were arrested.
While some AIM leaders were arrested, others, such as Dennis Banks, managed to escape from Wounded Knee. They've continued to run AIM to the present day.
In some ways, this was a successful demonstration. More so than any of AIM's other demonstration attempts, this standoff grabbed worldwide media attention and will hopefully pave the way for an improvement in the Native American civil rights movement.
And Phil Menard.
My name is Raul. I get...
Gosh, burn, Twitch.